The White House did have some insults for Rachel Maddow about a half an hour before her huge exclusive that was touted for hours before her show about having Donald Trump's 2005 taxes. The White House scooped her scoop by revealing the information themselves, which was that he paid $38 million in taxes on $150 million income. So about
25%.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the beginning and the end of the story. It is interesting the way Rachel Maddow handled this, because I got to tell you, I think I'm a fan of hers. I think she's really smart. I think she has a world view of things, and it's interesting to hear her view. So Charles and I were at the office last night, and we stayed, and we said we want to hear
with such anticipation.
And I was stunned at the way it was handled, because I think they did it wrong. I think they blew it. I mean, look, Trump scooped them, and to me, what she could have said is, look, Trump has not released his tax returns, and we've smoked him out. And by contacting the White House, they have released the 2 pages we have, and we want to talk about what he did. But instead, what they did was they kind of tried to overblow this thing, and they made, I don't know about you, but they made me feel like, wow, they are going to somehow, they've got these documents that are going to link him to Russia, show some compromise, link him to Turkey, link him to these oligarchs.
Right. You thought that there was going to be, all that detail was going to come out in these documents.
Which she was talking about for 20 minutes.
And then all it was exactly what the White House had said an hour earlier at that point.
They got caught off guard so bad by the way, you know, they came out and beat them to the punch. But
well, yeah, but then when that happens,
they didn't pivot.
Then the question is, do you pivot?
Yeah, you should have pivoted, but clearly they had a stance they wanted to take in a way they were going to present it. And yeah, it is interesting that the way you see, you know, the media is unable to kind of divert from that plan they had, and like they should have done what you said. But
although Gary, I see, that's funny you say that. Because I think if Trump didn't do that, they would have handled it differently. I think they pivoted. They just pivoted wrong. They wanted to maintain the feel of the exclusive, but since Trump had already revealed it, they needed to blow it up some other way.
Oh, you think they were going to do it differently?
I think they were going to talk about the return. I don't think she was going to do a wind up to a pitch.
They couldn't talk about the return. Because there was, all that was were just, it was the 2 numbers.
Because there was nothing to talk about.
That was it.
Do you think she was going to do that no matter what?
I think that what happened last night was a straight up publicity stunt by a journalist that I really respect and was really disappointed in, and I don't think they put any thought into it at all.
But do you think that the way it went down was the way it was planned, even before Trump?
Absolutely.
Because think about it. If they had done it the other way, let's say they came out and said, here's what we have, and they say those 2 numbers, all right, then they go into all those other things that they did, that they put first last night?
But I don't know that they would have done all those other things. I mean, if it was new,
how was she going to fill the hour?
To be honest, there was nothing, there was no there.
There was no there as a problem. I know. God, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know whether this was their pivot or whether this was their plan. But I think it backfired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Custer had a better plan.
Hey, this is Leo from Atlanta, Georgia. And, you know, all due respect, he's the president of the United States. So, but if he does owe the taxes or anything, he needs to pay it. Like, hey, I pay my taxes. He still wants to kick me out. Look at my color. But it's okay. No problem.
You'll be all right.
Make sure to subscribe to TMZ Live to keep up to date on the latest entertainment news.
And if you want to keep watching, click on one of these videos right now.